career opportunities, and especially in soil science and agriculture. We are from the Nigerian Institute of Soil Science, and we are here representing our registrar, Chief Executive Officer, Professor Victor Tudun. With me here, I have some of my colleagues, the head of the department for inspectorate and accreditation in the institute, Dr. Nafi Adewale.
Good morning, students.
I have the head of department, planning, research, extension, and statistics, Madam Ruth Akpan. I have my colleague also from the planning, research, and extension statistics department, Madam Ojali Deborah. We have other colleagues here. We have our barrister, the head of legal unit, Madam Shemola Kito, our ICT, Austin, and I am the head of regulatory affairs department, Nigerian Institute of Soil Science. I'll pay to your indulgence that my colleagues also sit so that we can now start. Once again, we appreciate the principal, the vice principals, the management, the head of department, and our teachers, our instructors for this opportunity and for the wonderful work that they are doing in this school. And we also want to appreciate you. We came in, so everybody settled down, calm, and we know that you are ready for us. Once again, you are welcome. So this morning, without taking, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Without taking much time, while we are waiting for microphone, we are here, as I said, on career counseling in soil science, and we are from the Nigerian Institute of Soil Science. Nigerian Institute of Soil Science is an agency under the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. We are a federal government agency, and we have the primary responsibility to regulate the profession of soil science for soil scientists. I know some of us are familiar with bodies like ICANN. You know ICANN. What do they regulate? Accountants. We have COREM that regulates engineering practices. We have body that regulates medical practices, NMC DSN, that regulates medicine and dentistry practices. And we have bodies like that. We regulate professionals in soil science. How many of you have heard of anything like soil scientists before? Have you heard of anything like soil scientists before? Yes. Oh, you have heard of soil scientists before? Yes. Great. I heard about soil scientists when I was in secondary school like you, and I laughed. I smiled. What kind of thing is that? Can somebody go to school to go and study soil? It's not just ordinary soil. By the end of our meeting today, you will know that it's not just ordinary soil. And we must give soil adequate attention. So our institute regulates soil scientists, and then we also regulate the promotion of soil quality management in Nigeria. Soil is a finite resources. It's not a resource that you can increase at your will. You can say, okay, I want to have more soil. Unlike chicken, for example, if you want to raise 1,000 broilers, you can buy 1,000 day old. If you want to raise whatever, but soil, you are limited to what you have. And when you have the resources that is limited to what you have to manage it properly. That's why government set up the institute to manage the soil resources of Nigeria because of its importance. And I'm going to see the importance, as we continue. So we are the people that manage soil are called soil doctors. So as you see me, I am a soil doctor. And I have my colleagues here too who are soil doctors. So that is who we are, and that's our mandate, our vision, that's who we are. So please go ahead, most of our time. Now, this morning we are here for career profession, career opportunities. And when we talk about career, I believe that I asked our facilitators, our teachers, instructors, they said that people here are SS1, SS2, SS3. By now, we should be making up our mind on what we want to study. We should make up our mind that this is what I want to become. This is what I want to become. Because failure to plan is planning to fail. What you want to study will determine how you take care of your subjects, how you study well for your SSC, NECO, GCE, JAM, and all the rest. And there are so many options, but many of us we are familiar with limited options. But this morning we are come to give you another option that can also be beneficial and helpful to you, which is also very, very equally useful as a country. So a career is a profession, it's an occupation, it's a trade, it's a vocation that you engage in for a living and a means of making impact. That's your career. Either in medicine, in engineering, in architecture, in different careers, you know, and then also agriculture. And I want to make a submission this morning that every other career depends on agriculture. Well, I will say whether you agree with me or not, but it's a fact. It's a fact. It doesn't mean if our teachers, our instructors, if they did not eat, if there's no food, will they be able to teach? No. Some of us that are here this morning, some of us have eaten food and you are taking drinks. Some of us have eaten more than once this morning. You are taking snacks, you know, because food is important. A medical doctor cannot perform without food. So every other profession depends on agriculture. And when we talk about agriculture, specifically, we talk about soil because almost all production in agriculture is based on soil. Not all. I said most food production because we have some that are produced from the river. We have fishery and not the rest. But almost all start from soil. So everything starts and ends with soil. You know that even human beings, we are made from soil. And on the last day when we are going, where are we going back to? Soil. So soil is very, very important. Soil is the bedrock of agriculture. It's the bedrock of agriculture. What are some of the uses and functions of soil? Soil, as you agree with me, we use it to produce food and feed for animals. Food for human beings, feed for animals. We use soil. Soil is a source of raw materials for industries. Most raw materials that you get for industry, other furniture industry or thereabout, they are gotten from soil. Even pharmaceutical raw materials, some of these drugs, they are gotten from the things that are planted from the soil. Soil is essential for environmental conservation and management because soil is source and sink. Many of the environmental pollution that will have happened, soil is absorbing most of them. So soil is helpful for environmental conservation. Very, very helpful. It's an habitat for animals. The animals living inside soil, under the soil, they are more than those living above the soil. The animals, the microorganisms, some you can see with your eyes, some you cannot see with your eyes. Many of us are familiar with earthworm, termite, and all the rest. You know, there are so many that if you carry a spoon of soil, if you use your microscope, you will see so many that you cannot, to count them is much. So soil is an habitat for them. Soil is useful for water filtration. If you go to water board, you see that they use soil for water filtration. Very, very useful. Soil is habitat for natural resources. All this mining and all the rest, they do them from the soil. It's an archive of human and plant history, environmental sensitization and decontamination. We talk about carbon sink. We talk about carbon sequestration. We talk about global warming because of carbon, all these emissions. Soil is one that is helping us to keep some of them under. If not, things will have been so difficult. So soil is very, very useful. Thank you. Next slide, please. So when we talk, as much as soil is useful, soil is also finite. It's not something that you can increase at will. It's very limited in supply. That's why it has to be managed. And the people that can manage soil are called soil scientists. Yes. They are called soil scientists. A soil scientist is someone who studies soil science. You go to university and study soil science, study agronomy. Then you can become a soil scientist. After that, you come to register the professional body to become a registered soil scientist. And who is a soil scientist? A soil scientist is someone that has knowledge of soil formation, how soil is formed. Because when you know how something is formed, you can know how to handle those things. Knowledge of soil uses, even beyond what I have said, soil-plant relationship, climate change interaction with soil, knowledge of soil capacity, soil fertility and management. He knows so much about soil, can draw graphs about soil, can use computer to work about soil. He knows so much about soil. That's a soil scientist. Next slide. See some of the areas where soil scientists are available as a profession. That's a field. They work with farmers on agricultural field. They test soil. They carry soil. Just like human beings are tested, soils are different. They are very different. So they test soil. They work in the laboratory to check what the soil contains. They do what we call profiling to study soil formation. Soil formation. They do soil characterization. Go ahead. Where can they work? If you want to study soil science, as we are talking about it this morning, where can I work? You can work in research institutions, locally and internationally, all over. Because a lot of things depends on soil. So to do research, it's not every soil that can be used for everything. There are soils that are best suited for some things. So that's why they are used, they work in research institutions. They work in oil and gas industries. Many of us want to work in oil company. As a soil scientist, you can work in oil company. What will you be doing there? We have what we call soil remediation. While they are doing exploration, some of those soils are contaminated. It is a soil scientist that will bring the soil back to use, back to positive and useful status. So you can work, in oil and gas industry. We have many of them working there. You can work in fertilizer and agrochemical industries. Fertilizer is a big business, and the soil scientist that is into it, you are a big person. You can work in the universities and other institutions as professors, doctors. Our registrar is a professor. In fact, it's a professor of professors. You can be a vice chancellor. About 8 or 10 universities in Nigeria currently, their vice chancellors are soil scientists. University of Nigeria, Nsukka, Federal University of Technology, Mina, Federal University of Abuja, Bowen University. Many of those universities, they are soil scientists. So there's no limit to what you can become. You can work in the bank. Somebody wants to go into agriculture, want to get loan. They want to know, have you tested your soil? Can the soil support the crop you want to grow so that you can be able to pay our money back? It is a soil scientist that will check the result of the soil test and tell them that this soil is good or this soil is not good. They work in politics and leadership. The current deputy governor of Tudun State is a soil scientist. So you can work, you cannot be limited. Military and armed forces, maybe you want to be a military man. The current director of Nigerian Army Farms is a soil scientist. They work in agro-allied industries, construction companies. They do soil tests in construction companies. They work in international organizations, FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, United Nations. They work in all these places, IITA, as a consultant. They work as a consultant. A consultant is a person that can handle specific areas of a soil. You have your own business. A soil scientist can have his own private laboratory where they do soil tests and you are in charge. They work in federal or state government agencies and parastatals. Like we are federal government staff. So you can see some of the things that they do. See them in the laboratory. That laboratory is our laboratory in Kaduna. The person that is in white that is wearing those masks is our registrar. And then we have soil scientists all over the world. See them testing soil, checking. They also work, if you are typed and good on ICT, there's a place for you in soil science. Because a lot of things that we do now, we use ICT, we use drones, we do maps, we do so many things. We have pedometrics, that is majorly statistics and soil science. So every profession, we have soil physics, we have soil biology, we have soil microbiology, we have soil chemistry, we have soil fertility, different aspects. Some of these things I was telling you about, who are current soil science, they are soil science and they are vice chancellors of their institutions. Federal University of Mina, Federal University of Technology, Owerri, Futo, and so many places. The first one is the Futmina BC. Yes, please go ahead. If I want to study soil science, what do I need to do? Which of my subjects do I need to take seriously? Take your English, very serious, mathematics, physics, chemistry, agriculture, biology. These courses subjects are very important for you to be able to study soil science in the university. Very important for your JAM, for your NECO, for your WAE. You need these subjects. Some of this information, I know that some of us are copies of this, but we have a pamphlet that we are giving to you. Some of those information are contained in that pamphlet, so you need to pay attention. So you can study this. And as a soil scientist, we have so many things that we do. For example, we talk about pH, talk about soil pH. Can somebody tell us what pH is? If you know it, just raise your hand. What tell us about pH? Yes.
pH is the level of acidity in soil.
Level of acidity. Is it correct? If you have another option, if you want to say something again. Yes, he has made some point. He's almost there. Can somebody else? Okay, I want to leave you also. Please take note of those that I answer my question.
pH simply means the level of acidity and alkalinity in the soil.
Okay, level of acidity and alkalinity in the soil. Is she correct?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's a degree of acidity or alkalinity in the soil. pH is a measure of degree of acidity or alkalinity. So when you have a soil that is having high pH, for example, if you have a soil that is about you check it and the pH is about 9.2. Can somebody tell me what kind of soil that is? If you have the answer, just raise your hand. Yes, that's my friend there. No, take the mic. Tell us your name and then answer. If you have a soil that's having a pH, test the pH and it's 9.3, what kind of soil is that?
Loamy soil.
Loamy soil. Okay, another person. Okay, see a lady here. Emmanuel said that type of soil is loamy soil.
Sandy soil.
What's your name? Epsiba. Epsiba said it's sandy soil. Remember, we are talking about pH. I can't hear you.
My name is Abuja.
Okay,
Sandy soil.
Sandy soil. One last chance. One last chance. Clay soil. Okay. I want to test, what I'm trying to test is your level of, we are talking about degree. I said you have a soil that has pH of 9.3. Yes, tell us. Clay soil. It's clay soil.
No, don't.
Who started this sandy soil and clay soil?
Don't go sandy or clay. Say it.
It's okay. Okay, it's okay. Okay, have we taken names of those that answered? Either sandy or clay? Okay, we said that. Okay, listen to me. Here we are talking about pH. We are talking about pH, and we have defined pH as what? The degree of what? Acidity or alkalinity. So I said if you pH, okay, let me help you further. What is the range of pH in the soil? If you know it, just raise your hand. The range of pH anywhere in the water in the soil thereabouts, because we are science students. And you can see that all what we are studying in school, biology, chemistry, thereabouts, they are relevant in soil science.
0 to 14.
Can we put our hands together for him? Mario. Okay. So he told us now that pH is between 0 to 14. Now, if your pH, you test your soil, and the pH is, we have what we use to check our soil. You can see some people holding something in their hand. They are soil scientists. They are going to the field to go and test the soil. Because if somebody is sick and you go to the hospital, they will not just give you drugs immediately. You have to do tests. The same thing, we say we are soil doctors. Before we give prescription of fertilizer, of management, of amendment thereabout to the soil, we have to test our soil. You can see them holding something in their hands. They are going to do what we call soil test on the field. We have what we call soil test kits. Things that we use it on the field, you can test it on the field basically and take it to the laboratory as well. So if you now go to the field and you test your soil and your soil has pH of 9.3, I'm asking what kind of pH, what kind of soil is that? Do you understand my question now? Yes. Okay, see my friend there.
Acidity.
Okay, what's your name? Tofumi. Okay, Tofumi says acidity. Who did not agree with him? If you don't agree with him, let me see your hand up.
Alkalinity.
Why do you say alkalinity?
Because from 0 to 6 is acidity, while 7 is neutral, and from 8 to 14 is alkalinity.
Can we clap for her? So you can see now that as a soil scientist, when you say it's 9, when you want to determine, a soil scientist also determines whether a soil, listen to me, just what I say is sandy, is clay. Yes. A soil scientist also determines whether a soil is sandy, is clay, or is silty. But in soil science, we have more than those classifications. It is more than that to us. In fact, we have different types, we have aphisons, all manner of soil classifications. You understand? So it's more than that. But a soil scientist knows what it is. So if a soil is alkalinity, has high alkalinity, it's a challenge. It cannot be used very well for production. If it has a high acidity level, it cannot be used very well for crop production. It will have problem. You plant, you put fertilizer, you will not get anything from it. You will do so much, you not get anything from it because of the level of acidity. It's the same thing with human being. Some of us that have ulcer, have whatever, it's because of some level of acidity in us. So it affects the soil as well. That's why you see some people, they say this land is not good, it's not good. When the soil scientists get to that place, we see that the land can be used again. Do you now see that soil scientists are very important? Yes, sir. Very, very important, and you can also be one. So the last slide, in those pictures, yes, back. So like I was talking about this place, no? Yes, this place. You can see areas where soil can be used. There are two laboratories, you know. You can see mapping soil organic carbon. This is use of ICT. If you have a food, you see soil scientists that are in Nigeria currently. You see information about soil of Nigeria. You see information about different crops. You want to plant. Your parents want to plant maize or thereabouts. We have given some of those information to them. The fertilizer to apply, many things that they can do. So many things. So soil science is a noble profession. It's a noble profession. So on this note, I'd like to appreciate you for your attention, for listening, and I'm sure one of the people are also learning something new about soil science. Thank you very much. So I invite my colleagues to come and tell us, because apart from telling you about career soil science, we also tell you, this is our address, you can reach us. We also want to tell you about what is going on in an event that is coming up soon, which we call World Soil Day. World Soil Day. Like we have Children's Day, we have Teachers Day, we also have World Soil Day. So Madam will come and tell us more about this year's World Soil Day. And some of you will be present. During the program.
Good morning, students, teachers, and uncles. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you really want to show, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, say hello. Hello. If you're happy and you know it, say hello. Hello. If you're happy and you know and you really want to show, if you're happy and you know, say hello. Hello. Yes, we are here to talk to you. Okay, we are here to talk to you about World Soil Day. World Soil Day is a day that is celebrated worldwide to create awareness about the need to manage the soil and the need to keep the soil healthy. We have to manage the soil well, otherwise we will not have food to eat. There is need for us to do sustainable soil management. What are we supposed to do to the soil? So that we can keep the soil healthy. If we are not healthy, you will be sick. If the soil is not healthy, whatever thing we put on the soil will not produce food. The soil will not be able to produce food. And if the soil cannot produce food, we really have food to eat. No. There will be no food for us to eat. So we have to know how to manage the soil well for us to have food to eat. That's the essence of World Soil Day. World Soil Day is celebrated on every 5th of December of every year. We have activities that we do to mark the World Soil Day. For the Nigeria Institute of Soil Science, we do activities like road walk. We create awareness, like being here, like what we are doing here, we are creating awareness. Telling you about the need to keep the soil healthy. We do roadshow, we do expert dialogue to talk to people on the need to keep the soil healthy. So as we can see, this was the one we did last year. We do it every year in the Nigeria Institute of Soil Science. This year we are going to call you to be part of our World Soil Day celebration. So, okay, in 2021, we were among of all the countries that celebrated the World Soil Day. The Nigeria Institute of Soil Science won the award. So you can see us there receiving the award with our registrar, Professor Tudun. He was called to receive the award.
So we'll be expecting some of you during the World Soil Day. It happens every 5th of December. Every 5th of December, all over the world. About 48 countries contested, and eventually our Nigeria won through Nigeria Institute of Soil Science. And then some of the students that came that time, their pictures went all over the world. If you check internet, you will see their pictures over there. Some of you that is going to contest this time around, too, that's going to come around also. Some of you be involved in debates. This year it's not just going to be, you're going to be involved in what roadshow, you're going to be involved in debates, you're going to be involved in so many activities, and then the lectures, so many things that will be taking place during the World Soil Day. So we are expecting the school to participate actively. And this is the first government school that we are coming into. This is the first government school that we are coming into. So we are expecting to participate actively. As you can see us, you can see my colleague, you can see myself during the World Soil Day and then the road walk. So some of us will be participating in it during this year. It's coming up on the 5th of December. I forgot to mention that as a soil scientist, the registrar of our institute 98 years ago, and since it started 98 years ago, listen, since it started 98 years ago, no African has been elected as the president. This is the first time that we are having an African, a person of our registrar, to be elected as the president of IUF. So soil science in Nigeria is a progressive body, and we want to welcome as many of you as possible. When we are filling your exam form, I know some of you, we have options before, but this is another option that can be of help and benefit to you. Now we want to, as we round off, want to go to session of question and answer. If you have questions, I'd like to take some questions so that we can, my colleague, we take us through that session. So if you have certain questions, you just take number because of our time. Because I know you have so many other activities you want to be involved in today. Yes, take numbers, please. 7. Okay, last one, 8. Please make your question very brief. The responses will also be very brief and direct, so because of our time. Please, those of us that ask questions, do they come? Please, just come forward. Something that is here at the campaign. Please come forward so that it can be easier for us. Those of you that raise your hand for question, please come forward so that it can be easier for us.
Come here.
We have 8 of them. The 8 people. Okay, this is 7.
Who's number 1? So I hope you all know the numbers as we raise up now. So please let's follow in that order. Please, can you just, so number 1, can I have your question?
Look at.
Please, hello. Wait, hold on. Hello. Please, we only want to gain from whatever they are asking. These are your representatives. Please let us maintain absolute silence. That's the best way we can gain from them, and we can also gain from you. Okay, please.
My name is Emmanuel David.
Emmanuel David. Good.
Is it that the skills and subject requirements to study soil science? You mentioned biology, chemistry, mathematics, physics, English, and agric science. Is it that geography is not among the
Yeah. The question is geography part of the subjects that you need to offer, or for you to write, for you to gain an admission into the soil science department or soil science course? Now, the same way you can, the way I will answer your question is this. Every course, or what we can call the curriculum, that is the JAM curriculum for you to sit for any courses in the Nigeria here, whether polytechnic, whether whatever, they have specific course or specific subject you need to sit down as a prerequisite, as a criteria for you to be what? To gain admission. Geography, in most universities, geography is not taken or is not accepted as one of the courses or one of the subjects you need to offer to what? To gain admission. Notwithstanding, that doesn't mean that you should not take your geography serious. There are a lot of aspects of soil. My colleague now just give us a little bit later about what soil science a lot about. But the way you have in medicine, where you have a lot of areas you can do what? Specialize. You have a gynecologist, somebody that treats what? Women. We have an optician that treats what? Eyes. So also you have in soil science as a profession. You have a soil chemist. You have seen some of them, they work in the laboratories. They also work in petroleum or fertilizer companies. You have soil microbiologists. This one deals with microorganisms in the soil. We have those that we call soil physicists. Soil physicists are those people that you see them, they have to do with machineries. You see a lot of advanced tillage equipment. You see them, they use tractors that use AC. Who are those people that do all this? Those soil physics. So depending on the area you want to go, for example, like geography we are talking about, there's no way you can go into ICT and you are going to do what we call land. You are going to do what we call land mapping, soil mapping. You will need the knowledge of what? Geography. Or you want to classify the type of minerals you have inside the soil. Guys, marble, all these ones are minerals you see inside. They are all those things you get those knowledge from what? Geography. So when you are not sitting down for your exams, you only write those ones we have mentioned. But that doesn't mean that you should not take geography and other courses serious. Is that all? Then question number 2.
Good day, sir. My name is Isco James, and my question is. My question is, if the soil's acidity is high, can we plant it? And how do you reduce the acidity in the soil?
Thank you. If we have a problematic soil can be acidity, like my colleague mentioned, it can be alkalinity, it can be salinity. There are a lot of problems. It can even be fertility so low, that is, the soil is barren. It cannot produce. It doesn't have a lot of food to produce crops. So it can be a lot of problems. Now, back to that acidity. There are a lot of what we call them soil amendments, or we call them drugs, if you want me permit, so that at the level that you understand, drugs that you can use to address. And when we say address, if pH in our chemistry, when pH is very, very low, we are talking about from 2, 3, they are very, very what? High. I mean 4. As it's going up to 7, then that means you are the acidity is going gradually decreasing. Then you get to 7, which is what? Neutral. Then after neutral, you start to go 7.5, then it becomes alkalinity. Now, assuming your pH, we have a range of anything less than 3 points, they will regard that soil as very acidic. In fact, that kind of soil cannot even sustain they cannot sustain most of the arable crops. You know what I mean by arable crops? That is crop that we use, that we can plant to eat, like your maize, unless there are some particular crops that God has just made them in such a way that in extreme cases like that, they can do what? They can survive. If it's those crops, they can survive. But the ones that we eat, they will not survive. So we need to bring up that pH very close to what? Neutral. And we have some drugs. I want to use that drug for you to be able to understand the concept, but it's not actually a drug. We call them soil amendments, or we call them soil conditioners. When you apply them, example of them is what we call agricultural lime. When you apply it, it's like a powder. By the time you just put it on the soil and you now incorporate it to the soil, it will definitely bring that pH up close to neutral. Then when you plant on that soil, you will see it will look fantastic. So that's the way we address it. Number 3.
You can go to your ask your question.
Good morning. My name is Sana. So my question now is, if your profession you want to be a gynecologist, so now and you heard about soil science. So can you want to be a gynecologist in future, and you heard about soil science. So can you do the both, or you can just say I will leave this one and enter this one, or
Okay. Do you get that question? Now, it's the what I can say is that you are seeing that I have many options now. If I want to aspire to be a gynecologist, which is in under medicine, and I want to also, I have now seen that I can have a career as a soil scientist, as a soil doctor. Can I do both? My dear, both of them are two different professions that are highly demanding. Demanding is that you can be a core expert. So to combine the two may not be that so easy for you. You understand? But let it be like a passion. What you have passion for. You understand? If you decide you want to go as a gynecologist, you are trying to serve humanity. If you are going to be a soil scientist, you are also doing what? You are also serving what? Humanity. But one had an advantage. Before a patient to become a gynecologist will attend to a patient. There is something that person possibly need to have done or must have possible get, and that's what? Food. It's when that person is healthy, that's when that person will now say, okay, maybe probably I want to conceive, that is have the baby, and then he wants to go and see what a gynecologist. But what I'm saying is that you cannot combine the two together. You cannot combine the two, but it's a passion. Anyone you think you want to go for is a passion.
Good day, everyone. My name is Hawa.
Go on, please, go on.
So my question is that you say when the alcoholic acidity is very high,
yes,
you cannot plant. I mean, if it is low, if it's neutral, can you still use it?
Yes. When the soil is at neutral or close to neutral, we regard that one almost as normal soil. So you can plant, it won't give you any issue. The only problem is that we are not talking about only the acidity now, that is normal, but there may be other problems. There may be low nutrient status of that particular soil, maybe there is no nutrient, then you have to address that one by providing nutrient, either fertilizer, best fertilizer, or you do what we call we had organic manure to boost the nutrient status.
I have another question.
Okay. Keep one.
In soil science, I don't say that there are 10 types of soil in the whole world.
10.
12 to 10 like that.
Okay,
so is it that under each one there is lonely clay, or is it that they are among these 12?
Okay, very good one. The question she's asking is, at our own level now, we only know that we have 3 major types of soil. Loamy soil, clay soil, and sandy soil. But as we progress, by the time you now move to become a soil scientist and go into soil science department, you know that our classification of soil is more than that. There are a lot. Because we have different, between here and there, you can have about 3 types of soils. Depending on the parent material, that is the rocks. That's under geography now. The rocks where we have sediment, we have fragmentation, we have weathering, they can form different types of soils. And with that different type of soil, they have different characteristics. So we name them based on those different characteristics. So we have more than it's not, but for now, it's only 3 at your own level. Yeah.
My name is Elizabeth James. My question is, if you want to become a soil scientist, what are we to do to achieve?
Okay. The first thing, during the lecture, the career lecture, at least there have been mention of it. First thing is for you to first of all take all those subjects, very serious. Your mathematics, your English, biology, chemistry, physics, and agriculture. But for you to sit down for your for your JAM, they will look at these 5 courses or subjects before they can admit you into any of those. So that's the first thing. Then also the passion will also be there, because that passion will also drive you to be the best in any of the field you have chosen. Whether you want to be a soil chemist, you want to be a soil physicist, and that's what will now make you cut a niche for yourself in that any of the chosen fields you have chosen under soil science. So really basically follow up these courses, make sure you are very good at them, and other courses that you may need. But when you are sitting for the exam, make sure you have at least B or C in the end of the exam before you get admitted. You feel it, that's what I'm saying, Jam, you feel it. That's what they will ask you. Yes. Then when you are now filling your job, your course of interest, you feel agronomy or soil science, then you find yourself in soil science department. The next.
Good morning, sir. My name is Abuja.
Okay.
And my question
technology. Yes.
What position did they hold?
Yes. He's asking if as an ICT technologist in soil science, what position will you hold? Now, look at this gentleman here, the guy here. What he was doing a little bit, he said it's what? It's from ICT. Now, we have within the soil science department or as a soil science, you can be an ICT expert in all these soil area which have been mentioned. Now, we are talking about soil mapping. You understand? Before they can do soil mapping, the soil doctors would have done the needful by first of all getting the information from the soil. It's not information that an ICT expert, a soil ICT expert, will now put together and make it in form of a map. So we just call them an soil ICT expert. Drones. We have those that use drones to do fertilization. You know what they call fertilization? That is, we go to develop countries that instead of you having 30-50 hectares, how many people you will employ that will carry knapsack sprayer and they will do it? You just use video ICT, take a drone, and you will be doing the spraying. You understand? So there are many places you see it, you see what they're doing there. They are putting the chemical. You just use your ICT gadgets, fly the thing up, and you spray. And at the same time, they also use satellites. Because we have the use of the satellites, we use satellites for our phone. You see when we are talking about our List Agro app, we use a lot of information from satellites, where you can map this place. If you have information, you can map this place, send it to the air, and we give you information about how you can address the problem of this place. So there are many areas you can go into, or you can make use of ICT in soil science. Yeah.
I wanted to ask, you said that if the acidity is very high, they apply fertilizer. I think that's too dangerous for the human health.
To apply fertilizer, I didn't say fertilizer. We will call it soil conditioner. They are different. I'll mention an example. We call it agricultural lime. Lime is not a fertilizer. We have fertilizer. The purpose of fertilizer is to have the nutrients to the soil, immediate nutrients. Maybe like your NPK we normally see in market. But if there is acidity, we have what we call them soil conditioner. You can type it, or soil. We call it mostly soil conditioner. When you apply them, they will bring down. They are not fertilizer. They are something like a drug we use to bring the pH a little bit high.
It's not harmless.
It's not harmless. It's like a powder. People hold it, but during the application, we don't employ mostly farmers because you know farmers, even when it's organic fertilizer, they can use it to apply fertilizer and use that same man to do what? And put it in their man and it can be so. We encourage them to wear gloves while they broadcast the agricultural life. But naturally, it is a harmless product. But it is not harmless to what? To the acidity, because it brings the acidity down and raise the buffer to neutrality, and then the soil will be okay.
If soil is humidity of the soil very high,
again, it's another problem. Yes, then we also have what we call gypsy. That's another soil condition you can use to move on, bring it back close to neutral. It's like you are trying to adjust. Yes. So can we appreciate them? But these are all intelligent questions, and you also saw that while the lecture was going on, we listened attentively. So I think this brings us to the end of the question and answer session.
Okay, thank you, sir. This is the first school to come and somebody will not ask, if I study soil science, how much will I be earning? That means people in this school don't like money. I'll be that? Okay. Okay, so if you are a soil scientist and you know your audience, you can do your work, you will be comfortable. Depending if you are working in oil and gas, for example, or different areas, you need to do more. Now, want to bring everything to a close, but before we round up this morning, I'd like to mention to us about, please pay attention. During the work study that is going to happen this year, like I said, we are having a special session for students from some schools, including your school. There will be a competition on what we call, there will be debates, two things, debate and poster. debate competition, the topic for the debate, we have mentioned it earlier to the school, is a word that says a nation that destroys its soil, destroy itself. A nation that destroys its soil, destroy itself. For your school, you are going to be supporting that notion. You are going to be supporting that notion. A nation that destroys its soil, destroy itself. You know, people that be supporting it be telling us some of the importance of soil, you know, to a nation. While we have other people that will be telling us about the fact that soil is not everything, you know. So we do that, and I believe that the school will select people that will participate in that, you know, and it's going to be recorded live and sent on our website. People will access it everywhere. Then also, we have what we call poster competition. Poster competition based on the theme of World Soil Day. Who can tell me the theme for this year's World Soil Day? Soils where food begins. That's the theme for this year's World Soil Day. Soils where food begins. Soil. Some people believe that it's not only in soil that can plant food. We have what we call hydroponics, but there's limit to hydroponics food production. So soils where food begins. That's the theme. So people that can draw poster, you can draw something, you can do a drawing on the importance of soil and food production. It is something that they are also asking for in our international IUSS, international body. You know, they want people that can creativity. So if you are that, if you are you listening to me? If you can draw something in the importance of food production and soil, something very good with the help of our uncles and aunties, our teachers, you know, you'll be able to present it that day, explain what you have drawn to us, and if it carries weight, there will be an award for it. There will be an award. So you can either participate in debate or you can participate in poster competition. You know, draw something, you know, something that can be carried and even laminated or pasted out and put there and say this is, you are explaining the importance of soil and food production. Soil and food production. So that is what some people make some response while we are rounding up. Please, can I have some of the names? We have a token gift for them. It's very small, but just take it for us. Suleiman Afsat, please come here. Your name, please come. Mba Grace, SS1A. Ebubimano. Adams Nima, SS2A. Emmanuel David. It's just a book from the institute. What's the name? Emmanuel David. Ezibo James. Isaka Ajara. Please come. Awa. Elizabeth James. Who is a gypsy? Take for Mario. Okay. Okay. That's okay. So we have come to the end of this session. I'd like to invite the school management. We hand over the. Okay. So we appreciate the school for this opportunity and for the audience and for releasing the children for this number of time. We hope that our coming will be helpful. Thank you very much.
Hello, students. Good morning, everyone. To our visitor, we want to appreciate you. On behalf of the school management, on behalf of the school principal and the vice principal, I want to appreciate you for coming to sensitize us, both the students and all the teachers. We are very grateful for this. Some of this we knew before, but today we are bringing them to our remembrance. And also we are very grateful that our school is one of the schools chosen, and we are even the first. Students, let us clap for that. And we are assuring you that during the day, that is World Science Day, on 5th of December, our students will participate. We have been preparing. And we are going to do great things that day, as God willing. We are very grateful. Thanks for coming. One time we want to have you in the school, maybe during career day, to come and sensitize all the students. These are just science students. So during career day, we still want to have you in the school so that you help our students when they are about to choose their career. God bless you. And we are very grateful. Thanks for coming.
My name is Adewale Abraham. I'm from GSS Tudun Wada, and I'm in SS2B. I want to talk about soil science, which is about what we learned today in the program. Soil science is about learning more about the soil, how the pH. Like I learned more about pH scales. So many things, so many features about the soil that have been hidden from me since I was born. I learned so many things about the soil today, the pH scale, the subjects required to learn about soil, what you need to write in your exams to be able to read soil science, which are biology, chemistry, agric, maths, English, physics, and so many other hidden subjects like geography, which is not really needed, but it also plays a very important feature.
What are the functions of soil? Just give us one or two.
Functions of soil, it can be good in planting, yes, which mostly affects food that we eat, because if there's no food, no other professions might be that perfect.
Okay, World Soil Day is coming up when?
On the 5th of December this year.
My name is Latona Aziza Okoyemi. I'm a student of Government Secondary School Tudun Wada, and I'm in SS2. Yeah, today I get to learn more about soil and soil science. Yeah, I noticed I learned that soil science, people that study soil science are called, that manage soil science are called soil doctor. And I get to know that, before I used to think that people that study soil science, that they can't get job, as in they'll just study it and it will be a waste. And I get to know that they can work in oil and gas industry, they can work in fertilizer and agrochemical industry, and they can work in universities and other college as professors. I just want to tell them, I just want to appreciate them that our school is the first government school that are going to come and lecture on this part. And I'm going to tell them a big thank you.
Nima. I'm from Government Secondary School Tudun Wada, and I've really learned a lot about soil science. Do you know that the acidity, even when the acidity is too high in the soil, there's a chemical that you apply, it's called soil conditioner. It can help to neutralize the soil and it will be great for planting.
Good day everyone, my name is Moaza Aishasberu. I'm in SS2B from Government Secondary School Tudun Wada, which is on for Abuja. Well, I'm just here to simply talk about the little I learned from the program today because of the NISS, Nigerian Institution of Soil Science. Today I learned so much about soil, the soil scientists, the soil doctors, the uses of soil, the acidity of the soil, the alkalinity of the soil, the word science. There's so many things, and I'm here to talk a little about it. Now, I learned that soil has so many uses. It's used mainly for food production, and it's used as a feed for animals. It's also used as a source of raw materials. It's also used in different places. Well, the fact is that without soil, we cannot survive in the world. Usually, people think that soil scientists or soil doctors, the career is not important. But do you know that without soil, because in agriculture, soil is one of the most important and the major facts in agriculture. So without that soil that we use to plant our food, all the crops, all the food we eat, we can't be standing here and we can't be surviving. And usually people take soil for to their advantage. They don't think it's that important, so we don't manage our soil. We don't take it. Once a soil is damaged, it takes 1,000 years to get back its nutrients and its fertility. So you see that soil is very important to us. And I also want to talk about the World Soil Day. That's December 5th. I also want to say thank you to the NISS, Nigeria Institute of Soil Science, because I didn't know about all this. I didn't learn about it, facility of the soil, alkalinity, acidity. I didn't know it's important and its uses. I just thought that soil is something like everywhere it's used and it's easy to get. But I didn't know about its nutrients, its uses, the organisms that live under its lives which can be saved each day. So I want to say thank you to the NISS for helping me to learn more about soil. Thank you.
I'm here to talk about the little things that I learned about Nigeria Institute of Soil Science. We need soil in our everyday life because without soil, we couldn't be alive by this time. Soil is very important to our everyday life, and I also learned the uses of soil, the career prospects in soil, and soil can be used in filtration of water, habitat for animals, and production of food. And you can use soil for so many things. And
good morning, everyone. My name is Ezekiel Precious Mtwami. I'm a student of GSS Tudun, Wada, USE Zone 4, and I am SS2A. I'm here to talk about the career counseling program that the NISS came to do in our school today. They educated us about soil science, career prospects, uses of soil, and I learned a very shocking use of soil, that soil can be used to filter water. I never knew soil can be used to filter water, so it was quite shocking. I also learned about the World Soil Day and the fact that Nigeria won the World Soil Day competition last year, and it was received by the registrar and the #1 world soil scientist in the world, Professor Victor Chide. I also learned that December 5th is the birthday of the King of Thailand, who formerly held the events.
The food we eat, the water we drink, the raw material for our industry,
all come from soil. Soil is life. Protect the soil.
Soil Day 2022.